This video covers how shorts will be forced closed, the AMC relationship, the massive AMC potential, and more. We're starting with this. Domestic box office has been strong. We're witnessing increases every year since COVID-19. We can observe from 2021 to 2025. It will likely be the same this year. We started with this when we said AMC is rising. This will be covered later in the video, but the box office shows how well it's doing. In addition, we're seeing tremendous growth in some regions every year. First, Q2 growth is record high. AMC needn't reach 2019 levels. Whatever short positions were open in 2020 when AMC bankruptcy was certain we're rarely at this risk of closure. We've talked about this year's box office performance. Remember, we just showed you how much increase there has been every year. It applies to AMC in the box office. As we know, Adam Aron has said, we can say we can make the same amount of profit, if not more, with a lower box office than previous years. This means that even if our box office is lower, we can still make the same amount of money. That applies if we increase box office. This, along with the expanding box office and strengthening AMC, bodes good for us. After seeing how great Q1 in 2026 went, we're definitely watching AMC's Q1 financials. It's exciting to see the results, but it's also crucial since Q2 is going well. If we can see how well AMC performed in Q1, we can apply it to Q2 to determine their revenue and profit. As of April 12th, the domestic box office is $480 million, with $420 million more for the remaining 18 days. This will be 2020 SXS's third biggest post-COVID month. We discussed AMC's success. We discussed the box office's growth. Record months have been one of the year's highlights. January and February were the biggest post-COVID months, with an extra $555 million. April will be the largest ever. We've seen how enormous the box office is and will get. I think AMC is well positioned in this area. With 2.5 months left, we're expecting a huge April in Q2, and you can see how media publications are altering their minds about AMC. We see here, movie theaters finally emerged in the shadows of the pandemic. We've seen AMC's growth, but now they're admitting that everything they've said about the movie industry and the box office is wrong. Everyone said it would never improve, recover, or come back from zero. Only the contrary has happened. We're finally seeing their recognition. AMC has been mentioned in several stories recently. This is obviously about itself, but we've seen more movie pieces talking about AMC. Discuss how undervalued they are. We've covered these articles, but it shows that people are aware. AMC is seeking to grab attention with a new relationship. National Cinema Media and Creative Realities announced a partnership to substantially extend and modernize AMC theaters and lobby media across 285 locations nationally. We're looking at another cooperation. Its effects on AMC are clear. It will transform theater lobbies into a network of digital displays with several 75-inch panels. This will provide engaging video, brand storytelling, and interactive experiences. These modifications offer a premium video platform that allows advertisers to access auditorium and theater audiences. I want to discuss this already because of two important points. Keyword premium is one thing. For those unfamiliar, AMC Adam Aron has been emphasizing premium. They say this because they did a poll and found that premium theaters and experiences draw more people. It's not simply that the cheaper it is, the more attendance it gets, but that people are willing to pay more for it. Because it creates a premium, customers seek more expensive items rather than cheap ones. First, we want them to double down on what's working. Second, this will clearly increase their advertisers. Naturally, this will create revenue. This will be great and continue. I know this will help AMC grow, become more efficient, and make more money. Now, we are expanding Dolby's and IMAXs while modernizing our lobbies. I've never seen a lively bankruptcy. We must realize how well AMC is developing and doing. How can a firm go bankrupt if it's trying to grow? As if it's trying to seize the opportunity given. We must recognize our position and AMC's undervaluation. Talk about this. I said previously in the video how significant this box office growth data is to AMC. The reason is, first and foremost, we are the industry's leading movie chain. With 47% market share, we dominate IMAX and Dolby premium formats. This is what we see. AMC accounted for 23% of the 2025 domestic box office. AMC's $1.99 billion led the $8.65 billion domestic box office. You can see why I stated AMC will benefit most if the box office grows. AMC's earnings will always be questioned, but they're growing more efficient. This allows AMC to grow further. We know we have the bulk of the market, and this will certainly grow, generating us more money. The AMC dam will collapse, and panic purchasers will flood the market. They may be quiet now, perhaps questioning it can happen, but predict a stock market flood never before witnessed. This is crucial to discuss since we already witnessed the impacts, but on a smaller scale. Today, AMC excels. We rose 7.41%, closed at 145. Since we touched here last week, I'm not surprised we closed there. As you can see, when AMC dropped below 0.93, everyone, at least the haters, called the end of the world. After AMC went above $1 and momentum picked up, folks started FOMOing and buying in. The constant buying by the apes who have always been here is a different tale. However, other folks are buying in because they now recognize this volatility and don't want to miss out on AMC's potential. We're already witnessing the buyer influx we predicted. We saw the outcome. Shorts losing money, the gamma squeeze, AMC's breakup price, and more are covered in today's video. Consider this first. This needs a little updating from Monday, but it's still fine. 9 of the last 11 days have been green, 2 flat, and 0 red. Our April 4th domestic box office was our highest year to date. The preceding red day was our lowest point. This was Monday of this week. Yet we also rose 6.21% today to 1.54. Excellent close. This was the last red day, which was 0%, so you shouldn't even count it. It would have been the all-time low of 0.93, but we can include $1. However, it shows how much volume and great influence AMC has had in recent days. It started with the day's 1.55 high. It dropped 66% since March 27, 0.93 low. More notably, AMC last closed over 1.50 on January 23rd. It's been months since AMC closed above this price. Any shorts open since January 13th are now in the red. Therefore, this whole sector I've been short positioned in is now in the red. We discussed this yesterday. Data shows that newer shares on loan are being returned, covering newer short positions. It's clear why, considering we've seen almost 50% growth since the all-time low. Short sellers are already stressed, already facing the reds. They're closing in. We're beating short sellers because of this. If we look at this, we can see it differently. AMC shorting slowing? Is naked shorting down? AMC is above 52%. Crooks refuse our payout, but they can't deny much longer. Our shares have always been valuable. We've seen funds like Citadel lose money. Due to geopolitics and excessive volatility, many hedge funds are losing money. Because of everything happening on with collateral disappearing, they may not be suppressing AMC as much as they might. Thus, naked shorting is slowing, causing AMC to have its expected price discovery. Yes, this is typical. Not everyone buys AMC abruptly. People who buy AMC regularly aren't suppressed or naked shorted. Thus, the price is rising. Indeed, that's happening. Suppression will increase now. Even while we're not facing as much, we still face some. Especially considering what could happen if we close over 1.5 and why the shorts want to avoid that. AMC exit or stay in the money. End of week. The true limit test shows whether market makers are still in price control of shares. The open interest shows 1.50 calls, while the second one is at $2 call strike price. If AMC closes above 1.50 and $2, it will have a huge impact. Closing above 1.50 would already apply pressure, not a gamma squeeze right immediately. But we're seeing a lot of volume if we close over 1.50. Knowing this, shorts will aim to keep share prices from reaching 1.50 and closing. That's why the end of the week will be greater pressure. But the key is if these men can accomplish it. They'll suppress what they can, but can they stop AMC from closing over 1.50? Can they stop AMC from beating $2? That shows that they're having issues. As we've always said, they can't naked short AMC as much as they want. We've witnessed AMC purchases today. We discussed this recently. Shorts